Stop there! Put down! Put down! Sorry! Stop resisting! Put your arms behind your back!
In the middle of a bustling Sydney train station, a man, reportedly wielding a knife, is moving through the crowd. His intentions are not robbery. His reported cries suggest something far more sinister. He is allegedly motivated by a radical, violent ideology. This isn't a scene from a movie. This was the terrifying reality that unfolded recently in Sydney. But the story doesn't end with chaos. It ends with a decisive response. Australian police, alerted to the danger, confronted the individual, de-escalated a potentially deadly situation, and made an arrest. The system worked. A tragedy was averted. Today, we're going to break down this incident. We'll look at what happened, why it happened, and most importantly, what it tells us about the nature of the threat we face and the strength of the society that confronts it.
Stop resisting! Put your arms behind your back! What are you doing, idiot? Are you serious? What's your problem? Huh?
Everyone clear?
Yeah.
Let's reconstruct the events. Based on reports, a man was seen at a Sydney train station acting erratically. Witnesses observed him brandishing a knife and allegedly shouting slogans associated with radical Islamist extremism. In that moment, the entire environment changes. A public space becomes a potential kill zone. Every person on that platform, students, parents, workers, tourists, is suddenly a potential victim. The primary weapon of a terrorist isn't just the blade in their hand, it's the fear they inject into the heart of the public. But then, the counter-response begins. Calls flood into emergency services. The see something, say something mantra, which can sometimes feel like a distant slogan, becomes a vital, life-saving action. The community, in that moment, becomes the first line of defence. Then, the professionals arrive. Australian police officers, trained for exactly these high-stakes scenarios, converge on the location. Their objective is threefold: neutralise the threat, protect the public, and if possible, take the suspect into custody alive. This is incredibly difficult and dangerous work. It requires tactical skill, immense courage, and profound psychological composure. In this case, their training and bravery paid off. The armed individual was confronted, subdued, and arrested. The knife was secured. The immediate danger was over. The collective sigh of relief from the city was almost palpable. The police didn't just arrest a suspect, they upheld the rule of law and defended the peace. The suspect was described as a radical Islamist. It is absolutely critical that we understand what this term means and what it does not mean. To ignore the ideological motivation behind an attack is to be willfully blind. But to mischaracterize it is to play directly into the hands of the extremists themselves. Radical Islamism, also known as Islamism or jihadism, is a political ideology. It is a 20th and 21st century totalitarian movement that seeks to impose its extremist interpretation of Islam onto society, often through violence and terror. It is a perversion of a major world religion. Let me be unequivocally clear. Radical Islamism is to Islam what the Ku Klux Klan is to Christianity. It is a parasitic ideology that hijacks the language, symbols, and texts of a faith followed peacefully by nearly 2 billion people around the globe. The vast, overwhelming majority of Muslims are horrified by these acts. In fact, Muslims are frequently the primary victims of terrorist groups like ISIS and Al-Qaeda worldwide. So, when we name the threat as radical Islamism, We are not indicting a religion. We are identifying a specific, violent political movement. Understanding this distinction is not about being politically correct. It is about being accurate. Accuracy is the foundation of an effective strategy. If you misdiagnose the disease, you will never find the cure. The goal of the terrorist is not just to kill. It is to divide. It is to create a backlash against the broader Muslim community. They want to provoke a clash of civilizations, to burn the bridges between communities, and to create a world of us versus them. They want non-Muslims to fear and hate their Muslim neighbors, because that hatred helps them recruit alienated and disaffected individuals to their cause. When we respond with indiscriminate anger and suspicion towards all Muslims, we are doing the terrorists' work for them. We are helping them build their army. This hardware is essential. It is the shield that protects us. We must continue to invest in our police and security services to ensure they have the resources and training they need to keep us safe. The officers in Sydney are heroes, and they represent the physical barrier between order and chaos. But the hardware alone is not enough. We also need the software. The software is the resilience of our society. It's the code that runs our communities and makes them resistant to the virus of extremism. Australia, like many Western nations, is a multicultural success story. It is a society built by waves of immigrants from every corner of the globe. This diversity is not a weakness to be managed. It is a profound source of strength, resilience, and dynamism. An event like the one at the Sydney station is a direct assault on that model. It seeks to prove that people from different backgrounds cannot live together peacefully. The correct response is to prove it wrong. The strength of Australia is not just in its commandos and police officers. It is in the Greek cafe owner, the Vietnamese baker, the Lebanese mechanic, the indigenous artist, and the Anglo-Australian office worker, all living and working together, building a shared future. It is in the understanding that your identity as an Australian is not defined by the colour of your skin or the God you worship, but by your commitment to shared values, democracy, the rule of law, mutual respect, and a priti. Fair go for all. This foiled attack is a stark reminder that the threat is real. But it is also a powerful demonstration that our defences are strong. Not just our police defences, but our societal defences. The public reported it. The police stopped it. And now, the community must come together to heal from it and reaffirm its unity. Let's be vigilant, but not fearful. Let's be cautious, but not suspicious of our neighbours. Let's be resolute in defending our society, not just from the men with knives, but from the divisive ideologies that arm them. That is how we truly win. The story from that Sydney train station could have been a tragedy. Instead, it became a story of bravery, professionalism, and societal strength. It is a lesson that we must learn and remember. What are your thoughts on the police response and the importance of community unity in the face of such threats? Let's discuss it with respect and intelligence in the comments below. Thank you for watching.